Anyone can sell electronics. At Electronics Expo, they do more than sell products. They design, install, and support complete technology solutions. From home theaters and whole home audio to lighting, shades, automation, networking, security cameras, and premium entertainment systems. For over 22 years, they've helped thousands of homeowners experience technology at its very best. See the difference for yourself. Visit their Wayne or Paramus stores in New Jersey or shop now at electronicsexpo.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Easy. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, Graham Platner, the embattled Democratic Maine Senate candidate, is saying he will file his paperwork on Monday. Now, Monday, 5 p.m. is the deadline for the filing for him to technically voluntarily withdraw from the race. Of course, is the guy with the Nazi tattoo and everything else. But he suspended his campaign yesterday. Remember, he did this video. Take a listen, because he did it right before the show, and everybody's talking about it. He took no responsibility, and he got all teary-eyed.
And so we're suspending campaign operations. I want to make clear, though, I intend to file my paperwork to withdraw. The process needs to assure that what comes next is reflective of the Mainers who on June 9th turned out and showed that they are desperate for a different kind of politics.
And we are desperate not to have Graham Platner in the race anymore. But I'm not convinced he doesn't have something up his sleeve. I was a little surprised he even withdrew. He obviously knows he has no money. He has no support anymore. They withdrew all the support through the Democratic Party there in Maine. They said, we're not going to back him. We're not going to help. We're not going to give you our lists for donors. We're not going to, they're cutting him off. But yet, why is he waiting till Monday? Why is he waiting? What is he going to do at 4:59? Or is he going to say at 4:59, I changed my mind? Until that paper is filed, this guy's a wild card, as we know from day one. So let's see where this goes. I don't totally rule out that he has something else up his sleeve, or he's trying to buy some deal or something between now and Monday, because otherwise he would have just done it today and moved on, done everybody a favor. But no, he's dragging it out for some reason. Or maybe he's playing games. Maybe he's going to say, you know, I talked to all the voters and all the wonderful, especially women and veterans and police, all the people I've offended through the years, every single segment of population, and they've told me I should stay in. I'm doing it for God and country. You know, who knows where he's going? This guy is obviously just off his rocker, and who knows where it's headed. He might have some trick up his sleeve. The Democratic Party, of course, is hoping no. But in the meantime, they're also trying to come up with a plan B. They're doing this convention at the end of this month with 600 representatives where they will vote to try to figure out who is the best replacement. And already there are 5 people who have submitted their information, 5. And there may well be more. Take a listen, though. Here's Hassan Piker. This is the guy who said America deserved 9/11. This is the guy who's out on the campaign trail everywhere. Remember, we see him everywhere. He's been hanging around with Mondani, and he hangs around with Abdul Al-Sayed in Michigan. And he was hanging around with Graham Platner. And he came out yesterday when the news broke and said, I can't believe the guy pulled out of the race. He actually is kind of disappointed in Zoran Mondani. Listen to this.
I know he's narcissistic, obviously. You got to be narcissistic if you have that kind of a background. You got a Nazi tattoo on your chest, and you chose to run. But I didn't think that he would try to even refuse to fall on a sword almost. That was more so for his base, was it not? Yeah, but it was to fire up the base in a direction that is unproductive if he cares about, in any way, shape, or form, maintaining the Senate majority.
So if he cares, he should have just stayed in the race. Rape allegations and all. That's according to Hassan Piker, the great political guru. And then you got Joy Reid. I couldn't believe this, guys. She is, of course, used to host there on MS Now. And she came out and had a warning saying to voters of Graham Platner, I know you're sad that your hero is no longer in the race. And if you don't like the replacement, she basically is giving you permission to stay home. Listen to this.
Progressives picked Platner. So you need to replace him with somebody who is ideologically the same, because that is what was decided. The people of Maine, the Democratic voters of Maine said, we want a progressive. They did not say they want an APAC moderate. So the Democratic Party in Maine ought to pick someone who is ideologically the same or ideologically similar as Platner. If you don't, and the DNC shoves an APAC candidate down your throat, you have my permission to not vote for them, because the Democratic Party needs to learn that it is not vote blue no matter who. It matters who.
Every candidate, have you heard this? You got Joy Reid talking about the candidates. Everything is anti-APAC, which is the Jewish lobbying group. Everything is anti-Israel, anti-this. We hate Israel. There are reports tonight that there's sort of a new democratic socialist platform that they're putting together, the Socialist Party. It includes amnesty for all illegal immigrants, abolishing the Department of War, and, of course, anything anti-Israel. At least these people are consistent. I'll give them that.